Alright guys, so we're going to be talking about a little bit about burnishing versus just coloring. Now I'm going to be burnishing with a colored pencil. That basically just means that you're going to be pressing pretty darn hard, okay? So instead of coloring like this, which a lot of us color like that, and it can give us some pretty cool texture, what we're going to do instead is we're going to color really hard so you can't see any of the white of the paper. Okay, do you see that? It makes it just look almost like we're painting here. What we're also going to do in our drawing is add in a light source. That doesn't mean that you actually have to draw a lamp or a sun. What we could do is instead just picture there's a sun maybe up here in the sky that I can't see through my window here. So if I'm going to think what's closer to the sun lights things up, right? So things closer to that sun will be light. Things away from that sun will be in shadow or be dark. So if I were to draw, let's say, if I were to use a little bit of gray on my ground, I want a gray carpet here. I would have to use kind of a spectrum of grays. I want to get a light gray, a dark gray, a medium gray, and a really light gray. So closer to my window, I'm going to start burnishing pretty light gray, because it's closer to the window, which is my light source. In the middle, I'm going to put that middle tone gray, because it's in the middle of the dark and the light source right there. And remember, I'm burnishing. I'm really pressing as hard as I can not to get any of the white of the paper to show. And then furthest away from my light source on my ground and on my carpet, it's going to be that dark gray. And that shows a little bit of space and value, and it shows shadows and highlights. The lighter colors are highlights, the darker colors are shadows. I'm really trying to burnish, I'm really trying to press hard. The way I'm coloring too is not just back and forth. I can kind of color in a circle. It gives you a little bit more depth. I'm overlapping my colors, really trying to blend them all together. It looks kind of something like that. It gives the illusion of the room going backwards in my one-point perspective. Now make sure that you are burnishing. Make sure you're looking at your light source. Things are lighter toward it, and away from it, it is going to be darker. Like my bowl right here, I want it to be a wooden bowl, so I'm going to use some browns, some light browns, some dark browns. Make sure you get a spectrum of brown here. If you want things to look pretty bright, you can always put a little bit of white on top of it. Especially if it's Prismacolor, you can always layer Prismacolors on top of each other. But if it's my bowl is facing away from my window right here, which can be a little confusing. So it is going to have a bit of a shadow. It's still a bowl, however, so I want to color it kind of in a rounded way. My medium brown is going to go in the middle. My light brown is going to go toward the top. Okay, so it gives that little bit of rounded coloring and makes this look round. All right, so remember, anything close to your light source will be light, anything away from your light source will be darker. Okay, make sure that you're burnishing.